Welcome to Evolution Talks, where we explore yoga beyond the poses, bringing its wisdom into daily life. I'm Ashley, and today we're diving into Santosha, the yogic practice of contentment. Santosha is one of the niyamas and the 8 limbs of yoga, and it invites us to find deep, lasting contentment, not in some future goal, but right now, in this present moment, in a world that constantly tells us to strive for more, to chase the next best thing. Santosha is a radical practice. It teaches us that true peace comes not from having more, but from being present with what is. So today, let's explore what Santosha really means and how we can integrate it into our daily lives, not just as an idea, but as a practice that brings real, lasting peace. Let's start by clearing up a common misconception. Contentment does not mean complacency. Sometimes people think that if we're content, we're not growing, we stop evolving. But Santosha isn't about giving up our dreams or settling for less. It's about learning to be at peace with where we are, even as we continue to grow. Think about it this way. Imagine climbing a mountain and you're constantly focused on just reaching the peak. Well, you miss out on the beauty of the journey. You're not enjoying the fresh air or the way that the sun hits the trees, maybe the sound of the wind or the rustling of the leaves from squirrels or what have you running around. Santosha is about learning to appreciate each step while still moving forward. And that reminds me of when I was learning to walk again. I I am more appreciative of the fact that I can walk, that I can get from point A to point B by myself. It was a hard and long journey to get to where I'm at today, and I still have a lot of growing to do. But I appreciate the fact that I can hopefully get back to where I was one day. I'd like you to ask yourself, where in your life are you postponing contentment? Do you tell yourself, I'll be happy when, I don't know, I lose weight, or you get a new job, or you get a new car, or a better place to live, or you get into a better relationship, whatever it is? I invite you to shift that thinking. And instead of waiting for happiness in the future, saying that you'll be happy when, I want you to begin to cultivate it right here, right now. One of the most powerful ways to practice Santosha is through gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's missing, but when we shift our attention to what we already have, we begin to see how much there is to appreciate. So, a few simple practices each morning before you do anything, maybe while you journal, if you do, or meditate, or reflect, or just take a few moments to name 3 things that you are grateful for. And they don't have to be big. Sometimes the only thing we can do is find the smallest things that bring the deepest contentment. Also, throughout your day, when you catch yourself thinking, I wish I had that, I wish I had this, or I need more, blah, 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 pause and ask yourself, what is already enough? Do you really need that, or do you just want that? Also, before bed, reflect on one beautiful thing from that day. Maybe it was a kind conversation, or the way the sun felt on your skin, or a deep breath that brought peace. When we make gratitude a habit, Contentment follows naturally. A big part of Santosha is learning to be present. So often our minds pull us into the past, replaying mistakes, dwelling on regrets. I know I lay in bed before sleep and think of all the conversations I had and beat myself up over why I said this or that. Or sometimes we get lost in the future. We worry about what's next and chase something that's just out of reach. But true contentment only exists here and now. A few small practices you could try throughout the day. You can pause for a moment of mindful breathing. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. Just take one deep breath, a big inhale and a big exhale, and feel the fullness of that moment. You can also try to eat without distractions. Don't have your phone with you. Don't watch TV. Don't do any multitasking of any kind. I know sometimes I catch myself eating and putting on my makeup or eating and doing laundry. I don't know why I do those things, but I do. So just experience the flavors, the textures, and the nourishment of your food. Don't get distracted. And when you talk to someone, practice listening fully. Be fully present. Don't think of what you're going to say next or when you can butt in. Presence, it is a doorway to contentment. And the more we practice being in the here and now, the less we feel like we need something else to be happy. Now, let's talk about the hardest part, finding contentment when things aren't going the way we want. Santosha doesn't mean to pretend that everything is perfect, and it doesn't mean ignoring pain or forcing happiness. Instead, it invites us to accept what is, even when it's difficult. Ignoring pain, that reminds me of growing up. I've always complained about my low back hurting, and I always heard, "Oh, you're a kid, you're resilient. You'll get over it. You'll be fine." So I grew up ignoring my pain, and I don't think that was really in my best interest. I'm fairly young and I have so many issues wrong, and I'm sure if I would have been taken care of as a child, maybe I wouldn't be as bad as I am now. Santosha doesn't mean we stop working toward change. It simply means we stop resisting reality. We meet life with an open heart rather than frustration or attachment to how we think things should be done. So, a few practices for this are when you are struggling, take a breath, a big deep breath, and ask yourself, can I find peace in this moment, even if it's not perfect? Or try repeating this mantra: this moment is enough. I am enough. And if something is definitely out of your control, practice surrender. Trust that life is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the full picture yet. I know I've heard if things aren't going your way, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Don't be so upset because maybe it's setting you up for something even better in life. Contentment is not about denying hardships. It's about learning to hold both joy and challenge with a sense of peace. As we close, let's take a moment to breathe and reflect. Sit comfortably, placing one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Take in a deep inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Now, silently or out loud, repeat to yourself, I have enough. I am enough. This moment is enough. Feel the peace in these words. Santosha is not about settling. It's about recognizing that happiness isn't something you have to chase. It's here, right now, waiting for you to notice it. As you move through your day, notice where you can invite contentment in small moments, in simple joys, in the acceptance of what is. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. And if this discussion resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Reach out, connect, and let's continue this journey together. On the next episode, we will discuss tapas. Until next time, may you walk with presence, live with gratitude, and find peace in the here and now.